Next to throw in the discus will be Olekan Musayev of Azerbaijan, currently in the bronze medal position on the 974 points. He's thrown a lifetime best of 41 meters 77. Can he improve on that with his next 3 throws? So quite rightly, Kamel Karjena finishes his competition. To your applause, thank you. And that looks like currently an Algerian 1-2-3. And if my memory serves me well, Paul will correct me if I'm wrong, that is the first 1-2-3 that we've had at these Paralympic Games. And Kamel Karjena also retains his Paralympic title, took gold at the Games in Beijing. So a very successful morning for him and his Algerian teammates. And I'm sure there'll be celebration in the whole of the Algerian camp with that result. Confirmed for you now on the scoreboard. So Musayev of Azerbaijan looks almost ready to throw. Remember, 41 meters 77. Big new personal best for him. Over 3 meters improvement on his 38 meters 56, given as his personal best prior to competition. So Musayev, 3 further throws. Remember that the markers in the discus are at the 30 and 40 meter marks. Well, from here, that looks just short of the 40-metre mark. .37.04.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, more good news from what is turning out to be an incredibly successful Great Britain and Northern Ireland Paralympic team. We've had 2 medals this morning from Brands Hatch, not motor racing, but the cycling time trial competition. Mark Colburn won silver in the men's competition. But in the women's competition, Sarah Story has won her 3rd Paralympic gold medal. And those medals mean that Great Britain's total now, with still quite a few days to go before the end of the Paralympic Games, have improved their medal total, gold, silver and bronze, up to 80 medals so far. And that is well ahead of Russia, Ukraine and Australia. But China is still in the lead in the medal table. 54 gold, 42 silver, 42 bronze. That is an incredible total, and already they're up to 138. Great Britain, 23 gold, 31 silver and 26 bronze. Nevertheless, an incredible performance. And at the moment, the medal table for the first 2 places exactly the same as it was 4 years ago in Beijing. So Sarah Story, the latest Paralympic champion for Great Britain.
Thank you, Paul, for that update. Musayev of Azerbaijan has completed his 6 throws, and his best remains that personal best of 41 meters 77, 974 points, which is currently putting him in the bronze medal position. Next to throw, representing the Czech Republic, will be Martin Nemec, 934 points with a best of 35 meters 92, a season's best for him. So it looks as the moment, if somebody wants to get into the medal positions, they are going to have to get at least 975 points. Nemec, I think, ready to take his 4th, 5th and 6th round throws. Best so far, 35 metres 92, a season's best. Has thrown over 38 metres. Currently on 934 points and would need to get near that lifetime best, I'm sure, to get amongst the medals. Remember, bronze medal position currently held by Musayev, 974 points. Round about the 35 metre mark for Nemec. You can see how good my estimation is in a minute. .34 metres 68. Well, that's a pretty okay estimate. That 5th round throw is not as far as the last one, nor as far as his 35.92. So Nemec, one last opportunity to improve on that 35.92 as the mini zips back with his discus. I don't know whether the minis perform handbrake turns for you or not. Well, I think Nemec will end with that 35 metres 92. He does as his best. So currently he is in 6th position. I think when the minis are put up for sale, they'll definitely say one careful owner. Being driven very, very responsibly, I have to say. Next to throw, representing Egypt, Ibrahim. Best so far of 35 meters 32. And the officials have indicated that that has gone wide of the sector. It's a bit like the ball down the leg side in cricket. Now that is a much better effort from Ibrahim. That is over 40 meters. He has a best of 40 meters 37 set this season, which ranked him #1 in the F56 category. But that there must have been a technical infringement in the circle. Well, that again has gone well over 40 meters, and this time the white flag goes up adjacent to the throw circle. So wait for that mark to come up. Well, that has now appeared on the scoreboard as a foul.
Which I am rather glad, because he was throwing under protest, and a throw at well over 40 meters would probably have put him in amongst the medals. So I'm quite delighted that he was throwing. He hasn't succeeded.
So almost ready to take his 4th, 5th and 6th round throws, representing Cuba, the reigning world champion, Paralympic gold medalist in Beijing, set a new F56 Paralympic record already of 44 meters 24, and is in the gold medal position, Leonardo Diaz. So it's a question of whether any of his throws go further than that 44 meters 24, 44 meters 63, and that is a new F56. Well, it's come up as a new F56 world record. And that gives him 1,019 points. And that's possibly better. This is a tremendous sequence of throws from Diaz. 44 meters 24, then a no throw, 43 meters 94, 44.63, and (44.39). Not quite as far. So he has one throw left. Come on, let's hear it for Leonardo Diaz in the gold medal position, the defending Paralympic champion, his final throw. Well, that is a very, very good sequence of throws that he has put together. I'm sure he and his coach will be absolutely delighted with that sequence. But he ends with a best of 44 meters 63, 1,019 points, a new F56 world record. Congratulations, Leonardo Diaz. Currently in the gold medal position. He walked away from Beijing with a gold medal. Will he walk away from London 2012 with one of similar colour? There are 3 competitors left to throw. Next to throw will be Fan Liang of China, currently in 7th on 905 points. Then Ali Mohammed Yari of the Islamic Republic of Iran on 955 points. And the final thrower will be Jamaica's Tanto Campbell on 972 points in 4th place. And Musayev of Azerbaijan, currently in the bronze medal position, 974 points. So Tanto Campbell may be eyeing that bronze medal position. And it's still absolutely brilliant to hear the applause ringing out round the stadium. Thank you very much for staying. This competition won't go on quite as long as the decathlon pole vault at the Olympics, which lasted until well beyond 4 o'clock in the afternoon. But it's still a long session.
Welcome now to the sitting volleyball. This is the 5 to 8 classification for the women. We'll see two matches virtually back-to-back. Japan, Slovenia later. This is Great Britain against Brazil. Still in the first set, 5 sets in sitting volleyball. And Brazil leading with serve now 16-13. And a timeout called. So Brazil and Great Britain both finishing 3rd and 4th in their group, so won't be good enough to get them among the medals. We already know the makeup of the semi-finals on the 5th of September, so that's tomorrow. We'll see the Ukraine play the USA and Netherlands against China. And then on the 6th of September, the day after tomorrow, we'll see the winner of this match play the winner of Japan and Slovenia. That's to play off for the 5th and 6th spots. It's all to do with world rankings, the placement matches. The losers of this match and the match to follow, which you can also watch here, will play off for 7th and 8th position. So inside the main XL Arena, Brazil will serve, and they lead 16-13. First to 25, best of 5 sets. If it goes to the 5th set, it's up to 15. And Brazil hit out there. So point to the British women. It's a nice, tight game. I saw a terrific game the other day between the Brazilians and the Slovenians. That went the full distance as Britain serve. Desperate scramble from the Brazilian libero. And the officials have seen an infringement. They've certainly initially awarded the point to Brazil. Two officials in dialogue now. And just a little bit of toing and froing. So the point does indeed go to the Brazilians, 17 points to 14. One or two murmurs of discontent around the XL Arena. Well, put up beautifully there. That's a superb spike right to the very back of the court. But in fact, one of the Brazilians must have clattered the net while they did that. So it definitely went in, but the point has been given away of the British side, who will now serve trailing 15 points to 17. The libero pushes the ball up in the air. Oh, she got so much on that, the Brazilian girl, but because it took a touch off one of the British women, it's still a point to the Brazilians, taking them a little closer to 25. Adria Silves with the serve. And another point to the Brazilians there, starting to just turn the screw a little bit here. Adria Silva will serve once more. Good serve, deep into the court. Great Britain have to scramble. There's a chance to really set here. Good spike, good block as well. And a point really well won by the British women. So it was a beautiful set. You'd have made Brazil favourites at that stage to win that point, but a marvellous block there. Great Britain by no means out of this first set, but the Brazilians have always held the upper hand, and now they move to within 5 of taking the first set. 20 points to 16, and the lightness of touch there, the key to that Brazilian success. It's a great serve. So timeout, and Brazil within 4 of taking the first set. Impressive throughout this tournament. Not quite impressive enough to force their way into the semi-finals. That was a really good serve. Andrea Green taking one in the face there. She's all right. Martine Wright just getting things wrong there as she tried to dig that ball out. Overwhelming support obviously for the home nation here, Great Britain, but at the moment it's the Brazilian women who are applying the pressure. It is Brazil to serve. That was a good serve as well. Instant return from the British. Beautiful set and spike. It came off a British arm, and it will be another point to the Brazilians. 22 plays 16. Natalie Silva to serve. Another point to the Brazilians. What was it? Oh no, it took a faint touch off the Brazilian number 9, Gianni Battista. So it's actually Great Britain's point. A stroke of luck there as Amy Briley serves for GB. That's out. It was an attempted block from Samantha Bowen. So just 2 points now, Brazil, from winning this first set. Bowen, the Celtic Dragons in Cardiff, in South Wales. Gianni Battista with the serve. Not managing to set there. Good set and spike from the Brazilians. It's set points now to the Brazilians. That ball hit wildly out by Great Britain. Very, very powerful shot there from Paula Hertz. So the first set point. Great Britain need to get this back. They have. Oh, great block. Oh, marvellous point. Great point one for Britain. I doubt it'll be enough for them to save the set, but it was a splendid point to have won. It might give them a real boost in confidence. Nicole Hill. That was a good serve. Very, very deep. I don't think the Brazilian woman was expecting it to be quite so deep and quite such a good serve. Well, these are some of Britain's best moments. They've probably come a little bit too late to save the first set. Oh, that's wild. That is wild. And the first set goes to the Brazilians by 25 points to 19. What a shame for Great Britain that Nicole Hill, who plays volleyball for Portsmouth down in Hampshire in the south of England, followed that tremendous first serve with a really poor second one. So we come to the first interval at the end of that opening set, which Brazil have taken by 25 points to 19. So this the second set then at this classification match. Classification 5-8. One of these teams have a chance of playing in the 5th and 6th place playoff. The other for 7th and 8th, the losers for 7th and 8th. As the first point goes to the Brazilians. Very raucous crowd. One of the features, I think, of the Olympics and the Paralympics have been the marvellous crowds we've seen. There's a deft little touch there from Andrea Green, but another point goes the way of Brazil. Just on the subject of crowds, I guess as what might be termed a cynic, I have to say I've been absolutely delighted. You know, if you'd have told me beforehand I'd have seen such a wildly excitable crowd watching a volleyball match in this country, I'm not sure I would have believed it, but really the British people have taken both the Olympics and the Paralympics to their hearts. Great Britain with a point back now. It's Emma Wiggs, another Portsmouth player, who serves just to level it up at 2-all if Great Britain can win the point. Get a chance to set and to attempt to spike, but the Brazilian libero did really well, and then it's returned back again. The libero once more puts the ball Back onto the British side of the net. Best rally of the match so far, but the judges have seen an infringement, and the point goes the way of the Brazilians. At the libero, I'm mentioning, each team can have one of those. They are the players in the different colour shirts. You don't have to utilise one. Great Britain haven't got one on at the moment, for example, but Gabby there, the number 11 for Brazil, a specialist defensive player. She's not allowed to play any attacking shots, as another point goes the way of the Brazilians, and they move out to a 4-1 lead. Graciana Alves. Oh, that was a really tame effort from Samantha Bowen, the British number 4. It was a good serve from the Brazilians. So they're only ranked 6th in the team's rankings by skills. The breakdown of all the different skills and the different rankings, and Brazil only ranked 6th at the serve, not the best of servers. They're up there with the scoring blocks. They're the 3rd best nation at that in this tournament, and 5th at the scoring spikes. And they have in the number 10, you can see there, middle of the front row, Jana Cunha. They have at the moment the 2nd best player in the tournament in terms of point scoring. She is the captain, Jana Cunha. That's by the name of Jana. She's one of the minimal disability. You're allowed 2 in your squad, only 1 on the court at any one time. Graciana to serve at 5-1. Great Britain struggling, backpedaling here. I think that might have been going out, but Brazil continue anyway and still win the point. Takes them out to 6-1. At the moment, everything going Brazil's way. Please feel free, by the way, if you want to Twitter us, if you're enjoying this. Wild serve there from the Brazilians, from Natalie Silva. Yeah, if you're enjoying this, any other sport, if you have any comments to make on any of the sports we're covering on Paralympic TV, then just follow us on Twitter, @Paralympic. Send us your comments @Paralympic. I suppose you can tell us you're not enjoying it if you want, although I suspect, like everybody else, we prefer the praise than the criticism. Another point goes the way of the Brazilians. Very forceful smash there from the Brazilians, and it touched a Great Britain hand anyway. So way out into the lead now at 7-2, and there's a lot of work here for the home nation to do. Great block. Great block. I think that was Jana, the number 10 there in the middle again. They all shuffle round one position, and another time out has been called.
What it means is there'll always be 2 blockers covering your diagonal here.
Well, it was Jana, wasn't it? With a tremendous block. Not seen this before, the sitting volleyball. Each team is allowed 3 touches of the ball. That's in addition to a legal block. And you can see the spikes there. The key attacking move is the set and the spike. And you can see how well Brazil are doing there. 17 out of 27 spikes, and correspondingly how poorly Great Britain are doing at the moment. The player who feeds the ball is the setter, feeds it for a teammate to knock it back, preferably powerfully, into the opponent's court, and that is the spike. So the Brazilians have the serve again. That's a Great Britain point. Nothing really that Natalie Silva could do about that. Stuck out a leg, but that doesn't count. You're not allowed to use your legs. The key rule in this, it's very similar to the Olympic counterpart, volleyball. Part of the athlete's body between the buttocks and the shoulder must be in contact with the court whenever a shot's made or an attempt at a shot is made. There's another long serve from Great Britain. Hand serve and an extra point to the Brazilians. Going to be a substitution here for Great Britain. 10 teams in the men's competition, 8 in the women's. In all, 11 athletes on each team. You have 6 on the court at any one time. That's an excellent serve. 5 substitutes, 11-3 now, Brazil lead. Jana serves, and that's another point to the Brazilians, so they're racking up the points. It doesn't look like Great Britain have any real answer. The Brazilians look superior in skill terms in all facets of the game. Great serve again. Jana. We move to another timeout. It's Great Britain who somehow have got to stem the tide here. Ronaldo Goncalves de Oliveira is the Brazilian coach. We saw it the last time out, Stephen Jones, the British coach. There he is. Court, by the way, unlike the basketball court, which is the same as a standard basketball court, that is not the case in sitting volleyball. It's 10 metres long, about 6 metres wide. That, of course, is because the athletes aren't in wheelchairs, unlike in the basketball. 6-2 in aces to the Brazilians. That's another good serve. She's a very, very powerful server, is Jainana Kuna. Jana, as it says on the back of her shirt. They all go by nicknames, the Brazilians. This time just a gentle pat over the net. Now Britain get to the set and spike, but yet again it's another fantastic block from the Brazilians. There's a double hit there, I think, from the British. To be honest, unless they can find something from somewhere, this match is going to be over in fairly quick time. 16 points to 3. Great Britain gave it a good lick in the first set, didn't they? 25-19, the Brazilians eventually prevailing. Jana to serve again then. Just spoon backwards. Eventually Great Britain do well. They scramble well there, and they've won a point against the odds, because that was another good serve from Jana. Had the British women backpedaling, but sometimes if you can get the ball back. That was very spectacularly done by Nicole Hill. Emma Wiggs helped it on its way, and in the end, Great Britain won the point. Good block. Oh, another good block. Andrea Green. British number 5. A tremendous block there. Nothing really wrong with the spike from Paula Hertz of Brazil. Oh, good shot. That really deceived the British women. Graciana Alves on as a substitute. And Paula Hertz of Brazil to serve. Oh, another point won by Loughborough's Andrea Green. Martine Wright then with the serve for Great Britain, who trail here by 11. There was one touch too many there from the British women. Are they allowed to touch it 3 times? There was a 4th touch there. So Brazil moved to within 7 of the second set at 18 points to 6. And they continue to look ominous. Silvania's serve is a good one. (19-6), and she'll try again. Good set, good spike. It was blocked, but way out of court from Andrea Green. So Brazil 20, Great Britain 6. A long way back from here for the British women. And at this stage you would have to say it looks like they will be playing off for 7th and 8th at the Paralympics. And Brazil looking a good bet for that 5th and 6th spot. Oh, wonderful, wonderful. The point of this match, for sure. Well played, Amy Briley, and well played, Emma Wiggs. That is what you call scrambling. Serve deep into the court and then just touched over by Cunha. And another point to the British. Are they starting to find their feet? Well, you'd have to think that it would be too late in this set, even if that is the case. Green to serve, good serve. Yeah, good shot. Good shot, Amy Briley. Well, very little the Brazilian could do about that. Little flurry of British activity and points. Well, that's spoilt it all. Foul serve there called. Andrea Green had served well before that as well. 21-9 now to Brazil. 4 points needed. And then they are 2 sets up. Well, there's absolutely nothing anybody could do about that. Jana. Just look at this. Jana with the best reach on the Brazilian side. Well, that was a good point, and it was won by the Brazilians. Credit to the British for hanging in there. The set and spike has Brazil in trouble, but they've recovered. Now Great Britain have to scramble a little. That's a good shot. The set, the spike from Nati. Good point. And against the odds, Great Britain have won it. Cunha into the net. Desperate attempt at a serve though, and set points in this second set for the Brazilians. And Great Britain got 19 points in losing the first set. They've only got 10 so far in this second period. A little bit tentative here, both sides. And then Jana finishes them off. It's 25 points to 10 in favour of the Brazilians, and they lead by 2 sets. 25-19, 25-10. A long way back from here for Great Britain. The hope that they will cling to. The match I saw the other night, Brazil were 2 sets up against Slovenia. And the Slovenians got it back to 2 apiece before eventually losing. 2 sets though, and Brazil look very, very good. We're going into the 5th and 6th place playoff. Third set then. Great Britain's Andrea Green to serve. Brazil 2 up. And now 1-0 up in the third, and they will serve again. One of the features in that second set, whether you noticed the stats that came up during that break, but the serving of the Brazilian women was exemplary. 6 aces to 0 in that last set. That wasn't an ace, but it was a good serve. Second point to the Brazilians. Jana with the winning spike. She was only trailing Sheng before this round of matches in terms of the best scorer. That's in, no question. Judges have called that absolutely correctly. That was another fantastic serve, and it's 3-0 now. Natalie Silva to serve again, roughly in the same sort of place. It wasn't a clean ace this time, but it was desperation defence for Great Britain. That was more like it from the home side. Samantha Bowen just, I think, tricking the Brazilians there. They were expecting a ferocious shot. She just touched it back over that, and now Wiggs will serve for the host nation, trailing by 4 points to 1 in this third set and by 2 sets to love. That's straight out. Graciana's serve, which Great Britain return. And that's a British point. Again, that was the element of surprise. Expecting Nicole Hill to find a teammate, but first touch, here is Hill. Straight back over the net. One more touch. Great block. Great block from Paula Hertz. There's her volleyball in Sao Paulo. Adalandi Silva. Well, Jana, the number 10, you can see that is the key player in this Brazilian side. She's got the highest reach. She's got the highest block. She is the minimally disabled athlete, or one of two. Sue Ellen Lima is the other. You'll only see sporadic bursts on the pitch from Sue Ellen Lima. She's a specialist server. Timeout. And Brazil in great form here. Adalande Silva then serves once more. Great Britain put it out, and it's 9-2 now to the Brazilians. Don't forget, after a short break, we'll have another women's sitting volleyball match between Slovenia and Japan in the same classification. That was very neatly done from the captain, Claire Harvey, to win Britain a point back. Bowen's serve was a fierce one, and it took the Brazilian women, I think, a little bit by surprise after some thought. Jana again with that spike very, very close to the net. They're setting themselves really well here, the Brazilians, on most of the points, certainly on the big points, and Great Britain have no answer. Terrific point. You can ignore that score on your screen. If it's saying 9-3, I can tell you that is wrong. The scoreboard on your screen seems to have frozen. The score is now 12-4. Not quite sure what's happened there, but ignore that score. The set score's right. 2-0 to Brazil. (13-4) now to Brazil. You can make that 14-4, and that's a timeout. Well, one of the players of the tournament there, Jana. Not much that Briley could do about that serve. Your scoreboard is correct once more, 14-4, and now it's 14-5. It's a subtle serve from Jana, hoping to catch the British side unawares, but you can see that Claire Harvey just managing to pat that ball down over the net. And that's another point to the Great Britain side, 14-6. Not very often that Great Britain have secured back-to-back points. Well, they were looking for three on the bounce, but Paula Hertz has denied them that. Paula Hertz to serve. Good serve. Return. Desperate return attempt from Samantha Bowen, diving to her right. 16-6 then the scoreline now. Brazil 9 points away from a victory that would take them to the 5th and 6th playoff. So we resume after that timeout at 16-6. You can clock another point up there to the Brazilians, homing in on victory here now. 17 points to 6 they lead. Ana Paula Alves onto the court for the Brazilians, but it's still Paula Hertz to serve. Oh, got a lucky neck cord there, and it's a point to Brazil. And that was enough to deceive the British number 5, Andrea Green. Brazil continue their relentless march here towards the victory. 2 sets up, 19-6 up. Now it's 20. 5 away from victory then, the Brazilians. Another timeout called. Well, the home crowd trying to roar Britain on. I think they'd like a 4th set. I don't think it's going to happen, but at least Great Britain do have a point there with a rather wild serve from Paula Hertz, who's immediately replaced by Gabrielle Marchi. So Julie Rogers has come on and serves. That's a double hit. That won't count. That's Brazil's point. 21-7. Giovanni serves, but that was a rather poor attempt to just set up a teammate there from Great Britain. So within 3 of victory now is Giovanni Lima. Miscommunication there between 2 of the British players. Rogers and Green both left that ball for each other. Two to win now for Brazil. Giovanni set to serve again. Match point then for the Brazilians. And they've done it, 25 points to 7, so they just got better and better and better in that classification game. Classification 5 to 8, basically. So that means Brazil, as winners, will go on to play in the 5th and 6th place playoff, and Great Britain into the 7th and 8th place playoff. There it is, confirmation. Brazil, 25-19, so it was close in that first period, but thereafter it was one-way traffic. Brazil too strong. They've won 25-19, 25-10, 25-7 against the Great Britain women's at the XL Arena. And we'll have the other classification 5 to 8 match in just under an hour's time, in about 50 minutes time. That is between Japan and Slovenia. So rejoin us, won't you, for that. But the news is that Brazil have won, and they've won well here. 3 sets to 0, a convincing victory over the host nation for the Brazilians. And welcome back to the XL Arena here at London 2012 for another of the women's sitting volleyball matches. This is the other classification 5 to 8 match. Already seen Great Britain go down to Brazil, so Brazil into the 5th and 6th place playoff, and now it's the turn of Slovenia and Japan, winners to the 5th and 6th place playoff. The losers will play off for 7th and 8th position. So the winners will play Brazil, the losers Great Britain. And first point goes to Slovenia in the green. And they serve again and also win the second point with one of the players of the tournament there, number 1, Burnout Goltnik. Very, very high reach, 145 centimetre reach. Makes her a formidable opponent.